we're back here with Tales of Zestiria, wherein we just had a rousing victory, didn't we? I really liked that it wasn't a complete success, because, like, we didn't actually end up ever actually saving the person, but the game still treated it as a very happy moment. It was very... because that was a thing that I don't think would have happened at the to the Saray at the beginning of the game. Had he faced that situation knowing that he wouldn't necessarily be able to save that person, he wouldn't have been able to go through with it, and he wouldn't have been able to treat it like a success after. But I mean, that's just the reality of it. You will not have a 100% success rate, so you can't forsake the things you're supposed to do because you're not going to be able to do them right all the time, right? Because it's disheartening, especially when you have, but like, he's just a dude, you know? He's no god. He can't just go, he can't save everyone, so it just, I like the fact that they had a moment where he faced only partial success there, but they made it a happy moment anyway, because that's how you have to take it. Also, historically, I don't know, I was under the impression at some point that your health didn't level up when you leveled up. I thought they said that something about that somewhere, or way early on, and like the orbs was the only way to do it, but maybe what it is just the more orbs you get, the more your health levels up by, or maybe it's something like that. Oh, physical attack also affects hidden arts. Oh, okay, art attack and physical attack they both contribute to hidden. Oh, okay, that makes sense, because I was wondering, because Rose's art attacks do a fair bit of damage, and I couldn't figure out why. Oh, that's what the light blue part of the health gauge is it heals you when you armatize? Oh, that's useful. Did not realize that was what that was before. You know what, I have no idea where I thought that I saw that you didn't level up health when you leveled up. I don't know why I was under that impression. Never mind, anyway. We gotta go rest at the Tintagel ruins here, and then hopefully it'll give us a chance to sort of go back into the open world right after that. Because, I'd love to go try and see about battling Eisen now. Hopefully he still does an absurd amount of damage that we can reflect with, the Reflex Vest and Ebonus. Especially now that I know that dodging, you can still reflect stuff after, with a dodge, because then we can dodge that really easy to dodge Earth one that comes out of the ground and still Reflex Vest the hell out of it. Hopefully he's still wickedly overpowered damage-wise, and so we can do it that way. Because in theory, it should be the same fight, but just without the healing art now, right? Which is the only reason we couldn't do it before. Where the balls is the entrance to that? I found it. It's good. Everyone relax. That said, Saray may not technically be powerful enough to purify it yet, so I'm definitely going to save beforehand, and if, like, it ends up being like a I should have waited kind of thing, and it accidentally kills him and then changes story stuff, I'm going to be really upset. You know, reload the save. But there's no telling we'll even get to Eisen today, of course, because they may have all kinds of other story stuff in stock for us. Maybe we get attacked down here. I'm sure it's edible. Saray, was that an oib that I just detected? Oh, well done, you. Well, there wasn't an oib around here, but he just made one, so that works just as well for me, I'd say. Right, I want to be saving it until we get Alicia back. I hope we get her back again soon. I mean, I hope she wasn't just, like, here for those 2 fights. You'd think if they designed an entire character, like, that's not an easy thing to do, as a game designer. Whole new moveset and animations and everything.
Such an innocent face.
Asleep or awake.
So they'd let you use it if they were building something so complex.
No need to worry. Saray's got it together.
You think?
Yes, I know.
Oh, that's sweet to hear your faith.
He's almost 2 together, huh? Sounds like something a mother would say.
Can it be sister at least? Although I am far older.
All right, sister. We ought to rest up too.
Probably will be. Is that Edna falling asleep on the side of the bed? You'll tuck both of them in. Wait, the humans? Miklia looks asleep too. Why doesn't he get a blanket? I'll tuck them both in. Ah, well. Long night. Morning.
Steven, you've been sleeping for 3 days straight.
Look, you know what? Lay off.
I was wondering why I was so famished.
Let's go get something to eat.
Indeed, Saray woke up just before you did.
Well,
Afterwards,
that's a
I don't know
first.
what lasted. I gotta check on how everything wound up.
Yeah, hopefully Sergei...
Sheesh, workaholic much? Though I guess I shouldn't talk.
Curious?
Well... Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Everyone's warmonger and I got some killing to do.
No, it was Rose. That's not the takeaway.
We should leave her here.
We need to go see if Sergei is patching things up with people. You can do your murder on your own time. Looks like this war ended before it started. I wouldn't say that. There were still people dying. Damn straight! I knew they'd come to their senses. There's enough problems in the world already without deliberately adding to them. That's what I'm saying. To Lastenville we go then. Not yet allowed to go anywhere else yet, but I guess they just want to finish off that little story beat with Sergei, and hopefully things are alright, and everything will be fine. I gather that's redundant. What? Skit? A microcosm of our world.
Lailah, those dragons used to be seraphim, right?
Yes. They were like
I want to go to the Glaven Basin and see that person who was like, they took my husband.
Most likely, he captured them and shut them away in an area where malevolence is likely to gather. Like a battlefield, for example.
This is what we saw.
As a sacrifice.
A battlefield is like a microcosm of our world. All kinds of emotions spiral and whirl about in a place like that.
You mean like fear and hatred? The kind of emotions that would beget dragons.
Those aren't the only ones. There's also bravery. The bravery needed to stand up against the dragons. And that's something you invoked.
Then I can't give up yet. Not as long as there's still hope.
No, indeed.
I'll just have to believe. Both in Sergei and in the world that humans live in.
He's the kind of person who could bring things back around, I
will
reckon.
Believe in you.
There's belief all around. Good. We all feel safe and loved here. Oh, there's actually a star on the road ahead of the city, which is concerning for... Well, I think we know why that's concerning by now. I shouldn't have to explain. It means something scary is going to be on the road, doesn't it? I mean, maybe it's just Sergei saying hello and being friendly. Oh, in fact, actually looks like him now, isn't it? Or, oh, and Alicia's there too.
Look.
And Lucas.
Alicia and Lucas.
Oh, no, Sergei, actually. I didn't expect to see those two together. Me neither. I guess it makes sense, though. Lucas is in Highland's employ, right? Yeah, well, I didn't realize he was still doing all that, but I suppose you're right. Hey, guys!
As a messenger
Is
of
that
the
malevolence I
Kingdom
saw
of
coming from the ground?
Highland, I am here to discuss terms of a truce. I would like to meet with a representative of the
Damn,
Rolands
bold to go with like 2
Imperial Army.
guards. Well, it's Alicia,
We
but...
honestly wish we could allow you to pass, but Highland and Rolands are still officially at war.
That is why we are trying to make a truce.
Decision that has to be made at the top. I'm afraid as mere rank and file,
Alicia! Lucas!
Hopefully we have a bit of sway around here now that we just fought a dragon.
I knew you were alive.
You're meeting with Rolands?
I hope. It seemed like this might be the last chance for diplomacy.
Well, it's a good
Hide
chance
a
anyway.
princess wandering all the way here with no escort? You're a
I thought the
traitor.
same thing. I mean, she's got
What do you mean?
1 guard,
She's
did
got
I
the
see?
Best guard in the world.
If there's a chance we can stop the war, it's a small price to pay.
Right.
But we're running into some, jurisdictional issues.
Yes, no joke. Perhaps Sergei will will give us some special permissions or something?
Shepard.
Hi,
You're with the Platinum Knights, right? Do you think you could contact Sergei for us?
we're buddies.
Tell him that Soray's friend, Alicia, has come to visit.
I'd have thought they'd had a chance to speak out on the battlefield there. Last we saw them, they were standing right beside each other.
No need to interfere.
Oh, grand. Oh, right on time.
I'm sorry my subordinates couldn't be more flexible with you.
The rules, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Not their fault. I hear they work under a very rigid captain.
You caught me there.
So this is Alicia.
I am Sergei, a friend of Saray. Well met.
I'm Alicia. My sincere thanks for helping
What
us.
the
last
hell
week.
kind of handshake is that, Alicia?
Not at all. Would
Put a
you
little
like to join
bicep
us for
into it.
tea?
Certainly.
Are we invited?
I'm thankful for this opportunity.
Okay, or you guys are gonna go talk by yourselves then, I suppose. Then we'll just twiddle our thumbs out here, fight some monsters, do whatever.
Putting good mercenaries out of jobs.
Sorry about it,
This
Lucas.
calls for booze. What do you say, Shepard?
Well, never mind, I say nothing apparently. I don't respond whatsoever. That seems like the polite thing to do. Let's get going, guys! Sure. You mean with Alicia, right? Not the booze? Yes, that's exactly what I mean. I'm glad we're allowed. Do you seem to think we're allowed? And I wasn't sure I wasn't sure if I was reading the signals wrong there. But yes, I hope they're inviting us, because I want to go have tea with them. Where, I wonder? I guess outside the sanctuary? I'm not sure what to make of these sudden peace negotiations. I mean, talk about your 11th hour in the nick of time last-ditch ceasefire. There's been a hell of a lot of bloodshed on both sides already. You'd think the time for handshakes and hugs was long gone. Yeah, but you should be happy, not skeptical. Come on now, don't doubt anything. Is that stuff about the dragon and the shepherd really true? If you ask me, war just makes folks crazy, that's all. Yeah, I figured there might be some skepticism on the behind the front lines about all this, but enough people saying it. The commander has retracted the order to evacuate. We apologize for any concern caused. The situation now appears to have stabilized. Yeah, I was hoping we'd be able to fix this before anyone had to get too far away. You think it was the grace of the shepherd? But there were so many nasty rumors. I'm not sure what to believe. Hey, who was that girl in the armor before? Was she the messenger from Highland? Yeah, basically, yeah. That's right. I decided to stay here in the town. They say a messenger from Highland came to discuss ceasefire terms, and besides, I've never been able to rebuild my life if I fled. That's the thing. What is that? Oh, it's just rugs. I thought it was another save point all of a sudden. They say there's a messenger from Highland visiting. Does this mean an end to the war? I hope, because it's gonna be a hell of a lot of work if it isn't. Apparently there's a messenger from Highland in the sanctuary. It looks like that talk of ceasefire was true after all. Typical. Just when we were thinking the war was on our doorstep, they stop it all again all of a sudden. I'd like to see the ninnies in charge of all this spend a day in our shoes. See how much they enjoy being tossed about like ships in a storm. Is it true about the dragon turning up on the battlefield? There's a fair number of soldiers saying they saw it with their own eyes, but how can we know for sure? In any case, if it means no war, me and Noise will take dragons, shepherds, and whatever else you like. I'm with you there. I would be fine if it was even Malfour. Is it impolite to go sleep at an inn before you have a meeting with someone for tea? I guess so. Just make them wait 24 hours. We did sleep 3 days after all. We've got to be starving. And by gotta be, I mean Rose said those exact words. Just when I thought we were in for a full-on war, it was all over before it even began. Seems like the soldiers weren't too keen on fighting anyway. Stopping short of war is a victory for us all. Weren't too keen? Of course they weren't. Still, I can't help but feel like we're at the mercy of those darn higher-ups. Now I have to start worrying about what to do about my house again. Well, life is what happens when you're making other plans. As the saying goes. It's a good saying. I like it. Hey, Lucas. Are you... Oh, man, he's a few bottles under. Princess Lady and Mr. Knight are inside the sanctuary. What do you mean I'm not drunk? Princess Lady and Mr. Knight.
That should do it for now.
What was decided?
Thank you.
God damn it, we spent so much time talking to NPCs we didn't hear anything.
The first meet and greet. I've received an invitation to Pendrago Castle.
Oh, wowie! Cool, we've never been inside.
In exchange,
Yeah, but you went all this way.
Majesty of Rollins will allow me to meet for direct negotiations.
Wicked?
Not bad for a bottom-rung princess, huh?
We are comrades.
No one
We're
ever
the
thought you'd
dragon
view it as
together.
such.
The Empire will have the decency to acknowledge that.
They better. Otherwise they're answering to thousands blades, thousand dagger, whatever the skill's called.
Guess the peace talks are in good hands.
Seems that way anyway.
Here I thought the war would be
Pendra's actually smiling!
on and on.
That's a pretty good one. I'm jealous. Is it a competition?
I mean, no, but it doesn't mean she can't be upset that she didn't get it right.
Saray, would you be interested in coming to Pendrago with
Or
us?
didn't get the
You're
same
a
one
key
he did.
figure in bringing our two nations together.
That sounds like fun, yeah.
Thanks.
I'm glad you're
That's
allowing
a
me.
dream that you should be the one to fulfill.
Never mind, I must decline because it should be you.
I suppose.
It is probably better if
Best
you do
to
this
you on
yourself.
your journey.
Otherwise they're just gonna be like, wow, a shepherd's here the whole time, right? Didn't you fight a dragon?
Not
That's
to
no
mention
good.
our
Don't
plastered
upstage you.
buddy out there.
Alright, thanks. Cheers. We'll be on our way now. So where are we going, Rose? To Alicia, I guess? I feel like a great weight is off my shoulders. You want me to rub those shoulders of yours and lighten them up some more? 1,000 gold for 10 minutes. My best price. No thanks, Rose. If I can trust anyone with this, I can trust you too. I'll do everything I can to achieve our shared dream. Thank you. Don't worry. I'll be working with Princess Alicia from here on out. We pledge to see this through. You two are the best. You know that? Be seeing ya. Leave Lastenbell. Alright, I can do that. Hey, Saray! Happy beer is best beer! Woo! It sure is, Lucas. Oibs! So it kind of feels like what they're leading up to here is like the human world and the two nations are trying to their preparations are underway. We better go deal with the magic monsters and Hellion stuff, i.e. Alicia now. It's this is the kind of vibes I'm getting.
We don't have to leave after all? Yay, I can still see all my friends!
Huzzah! And a rousing cry went up from the crowd. Saffron is for Mikliel. It does unfortunately mean we will have to leave Alicia behind for a bit again, but whatever. We'll survive. There's a star over here. I guess we're not leaving Lastenbell the other way. We have to leave Lastenbell this particular way to meet with whatever's going on here. There's a doggy! Burf!
I hear they're actually making progress with the peace talks. That Princess Alicia is a godsend.
Finally, someone acknowledging.
She sure is. If only a certain layabout would follow her example.
My doggie's happy too. She hates war.
All dogs do. This is proven.
You and me both. Hey, bud. You up for a drink?
Oh, look at the Rollins Island
Get
peeps!
out of this armor.
Yahoo! Oh, that's thrilling.
Our departure can wait a day.
You think? God, we've been sleeping for like 3 days. How long has hell have had to prepare?
So sleepy all of a sudden.
Oh, they're just doing it to force Saray to rest.
I gotta lie down.
Get us a nice room.
Alright. If you guys say so. I know you're only looking out for my best interests, even though I want to go do side quests and stuff now, and it needs to happen now, and I can't wait, because it's anxiety and pressure. But fine, we'll wait a day if you so desire. Oh, it's so pretty! Gorsh.
Thanks, Lailah, for hanging out with me.
Don't mention it. I was thinking of coming up here and watching the city anyway.
It's so pretty up here. Rose, if you fall, I'm gonna be so angry at you.
So this is where Soray's guidance has led us.
I mean, it wasn't just him, but...
I'm sure he is doing much the same. Watching them and thinking about how far we've come.
I know that's what I'm doing.
Edna and Zavid too. After our long journey with the Shepherd...
Well, less long for Zavid.
I imagine they're using this time to reflect on their past, and perhaps their future.
Kinda like us, huh?
Well. Edna coming to see me? Should I be scanning the skies for pigs?
I mean, you should always be scanning the skies for pigs, Zavid.
Why were you killing Hellions?
Where'd this come from?
She's had a moment to think, finally, without all the murder.
Did you make up your mind that it's something you have to do in order to save them, like Soray did?
Oh, I get it. You still haven't quite wrapped your head around the idea of death as a form of salvation.
I mean, it's usually not the first choice.
Every time you put it into words, it's been to convince yourself.
She's been very frazzleable recently. I guess this is all about Eisen, isn't it? In a large part, anyway.
Edna is a smart woman.
Ah, debatable.
Right now she's busy sorting out her feelings before we face our final battle.
Probably she has thoughts about where to go with
doubt
Eisen.
She's consulting Zavid for guidance. He's seen more of the world than any of us, the good and the bad.
And it's putting things in perspective for all the other stuff she's done on her journey and stuff.
You should have been a school teacher.
Oh, but Rose, you had something you wanted to ask me, didn't you?
Yeah, why don't you cut your hair? It's getting in the way of my swords. No, sorry, I meant... Will you marry me? No, I don't know.
Soray found his answer right then and there, didn't he?
Answer about what to with Maven and all?
He didn't want that battlefield to see any further killing.
It had to end there
or
regardless.
bloodshed.
Yes. And then he immediately
It's a bit of that
took the
rest theme in
actions
here.
he deemed necessary in order to achieve that.
Much
Time
less
goes
hesitation than
differently
usual
for people
from him.
with a vision, or so it seems to the rest of us sometimes.
He's incredible.
Wow.
He kind of
Look
is,
at all the
isn't he?
stars.
Stars!
Yeah.
Beautiful! Beautiful.
I forget who said it. That there are as many emotions as stars in the sky.
I've never heard that before either, but it sounds...
Totally see
it makes sense.
A metaphor
It tracks.
for how each emotion sparkles in its own way, huh?
And they blend together all the time.
Must have been a romantic who came up with that one.
Hmm.
But you can also sense his insecurities about that, can't you, Rose? Like he's constantly on edge, worrying that if he let his guard down even a little bit, he'd lose his way again.
It's probably part of what keeps him
Thinks Soray
so
himself may be
dedicated.
the only one who doesn't see that. I mean, you know how little it takes for a taut string to go snap, right?
Are you worried?
Not really. I don't think so.
Worried, really.
Just aware that it's a thing that could
Whatever
happen,
happens,
probably.
Whatever the future brings, I hope I can make it work somehow. No, I know I can.
Sounds like Rose.
So that's your answer.
I guess so. But I've always been like this ever since I was a kid.
Just taking it all on the chin. I mean, yes, you had to be with the way
Understand why you don't generate any
your
malevolence.
life has been. It would be pretty hard if you second guessed and
So I want
always tried to
everyone not to worry.
make a perfect
They
plan
just
for everything.
Do what they need to do. Pow! But I don't mean like, see ya, have fun, I'll be over here. I promise I'm with the rest of you guys for the long haul.
Oh, thanks, Rose. That's helpful, because if they remove you from the party one more goddamn time...
You think it would be better to tell that to everyone, not just me?
Wouldn't that be embarrassing?
After
Well,
all,
I guess
I'm
Rose
sure
doesn't care.
Edna and Zavid would take no small amount of inspiration from it.
And it would probably help keep them with us, because I feel like they're going to ditch us at any moment.
Walk up to them and be like, I am here, we are friends.
It would. Yes.
Probably true.
Lila's probably the only one of the few who would get it and not make fun of you.
Folks sure are complicated. But then, that's part of the appeal.
What the hell was that finger guns he just did?
Stupid.
Yeah, he's a bit stupid.
Yep, big old stupid head. The type who can't do anything but believe in the one way he's found to get stuff done.
What makes you believe in it?
It's worse so far, I guess.
I just have a need to protect the pride of my friends and fellow Seraphim. No one becomes a Hellion because they want to. But when you turn into one, you know what that means, right? So that's why I end it for them, for the sake of their pride.
And you think that saves them?
Who knows? That's something they get to ponder after death. In their own personal
Once I've already taken the choice away from them.
How gallant of you. So that must be what makes you so...
attractive?
No, that's not where that was going.
Ow! Hey!
But I knew that was what you were going to ask.
Knock it off! Don't you all have one more thing you need to brace yourselves
Oh,
for?
hey, you're coming along too. Don't you act like you're not...
It'll depend on what Saray does with Moutelis after we take down Heldolf. But you know what? That's alright. I'm prepared. No matter what he decides, I'm willing to accept it.
Gotta say, I think your resolve wins out over mine. I don't even know if I could do that. Just look on silently while one of our own suffers in agony.
What do you mean, one of your own?
Well, I wouldn't worry too much about that. We're all in this together till the very end.
So, if Zavid's quivering in fear, you'll be there to give him a gentle hug,
Are you
right?
trying to get your eyes taken out? My god. You're just like always
Gross.
taking the absolute shortest route to get hit by someone.
Well, if my saying something is enough to cheer those two up, it might be worth it after all.
I guess it couldn't hurt.
To have someone
It'll just be
friendly
really
say
embarrassing.
the word. After all, that's what friends and comrades are for.
That's the only function they serve. This is true.
But Rose, if you don't mind, may I ask what prompted you to bring all this up?
Oh, the everything that's about to go down? And the war? I don't know, there's a lot of reasons, I guess.
Kind of thought you and I might have sort of been thinking about stuff along the same lines.
Really? I wouldn't have thought that.
I just wanted to tell you, you don't have to carry it all by yourself. Huh? What? Did I say something funny?
The two of us really are more alike than we realize. We commit to things. We decide on what role we're gonna play without really consulting with anyone else.
I wouldn't have said I saw the parallel, but
Now that you mention it,
if it makes you that happy, Lailah, I'm not going to psychoanalyze it. I swear.
Be sharing the same thoughts. We're the same, independent women.
That's stupid.
Rose, I must thank you. I feel like a great load has been taken off my mind.
Really? Hey, cool beans.
I'm profoundly grateful to whatever twist of fate brought us together.
Wow.
You really are.
Oh, I forgot she had those on, and I thought she was just starting to blush really hard.
All right, come on. We got some friends to go cheer up.
No one fall off of the thing. I know how clumsy you can be, Lailah. Okay, good.
There's something I learned from this journey. Some stars you can't see. And because you can't see them, you think they're not shining. They are.
It turned out that there were a lot of stars that we couldn't see from our home in Elysia.
Hmm.
Once people notice the stars, I start to understand just how brilliantly they
And of
shine.
course, that means also what they were
Just
saying
like how
before about
Alicia
emotions.
finally got a sense of what Seraphim were truly like the first
Leaving
time she
Alicia
heard
gave them
your
more
voices.
perspective on that.
That was a trip. You should have seen your face.
I was really excited back then. It gave me hope that one day other humans might be able to talk to the Seraphim.
But even then, you had to cut off your senses.
All right, Mikleo, we were all there. We know what happened.
Oh, I see. You were actually contemplating what you'll do after the last battle.
Yeah. If I let myself become a vessel for Martellus and shut off all my senses, we might be able to spread that power throughout the entire continent of Glenwood.
No, doesn't seem like a good idea.
If it works, and that's a big if, the Squire ought to be able to wield power like mine, even if she doesn't possess natural ability on par with a shepherd.
So long as you entrusted all of your senses to the Squire, it's not out of the question. And we might be able to grow the ranks of squires who could help us. Just think of Alicia. It's arguably a more constructive approach than just waiting for another shepherd to appear.
Well, I won't say I fully understand that, but it sounds like some amount of self-sacrifice would be involved there, wouldn't it?
You understand the implications, don't you?
In which case, would it not just be better to wait for resonance to return?
Squires can quell enough of the Earth's malevolence to let Martellus's natural purification take over.
You would still be in that state.
I would need
senseless.
to wait and sleep.
Right.
By bonding with Martellus, you'll be abandoned in time. It could take years. It could take centuries.
And when you come back, none of your breads will be around. Well, I guess the Seraphim maybe, but...
See and talk to Seraphim. There's no guarantee they'll choose the path of coexistence.
So you'd have to just have faith. And then
I believe in them.
You'd be able to
what about your dream?
come back eventually.
Weren't you going to go off exploring ruins around the world?
Well, I'm sure he's...
My dream will live on, so long as I don't forget.
He'll wake up at some point, maybe. Otherwise, the world will be destroyed and there won't be ruins enough to explore, so we won't need to wake up and explore them. How about that, Mikleo? Does that not comfort you?
Very well. Thank you, Mikleo.
You're like prototypically stupid.
It's not so much that guys are stupid. It's just that the ladies are too
Oh, I thought she was talking to Saray.
Your philosophy?
Looks like the
More like
game's
an
on.
excuse.
I suppose you were all listening to us then?
Yes.
I may not be Edna, but you really are
totally
stupid.
Well, you're stuck with me now, so tough. Should have picked a different human to be the shepherd if you didn't want to bear with my stupidity. Ow! God, your attack power is 900. You can't just go punching people like that.
Huh? We're not waiting till morning?
No farewells to Alicia or anyone?
Are you sure?
I'd like to set out under these stars tonight.
I guess that's symbolic, but I want Alicia.
Sky, I can remember this very day.
Guess we've got our own romantic right here.
You think so?
So what's up? Are we going?
That's what he said, yeah. As soon as you stop sassing and bad-mouthing us.
Yeah.
All right then. No doubts, no regrets.
Head forward, face first, can't lose. Oh, nice catch. You still got another hat, it's alright.
Let's go.
But I'll give you back this one if you really want to. Oh, Zavid, your hat. It's my hat now. That's awesome. That was dope. I'm sorry if I wasn't talking too much during that. I wanted to try and let them have their moments as often as possible. I probably joked about it too much, honestly. It all ends here. Achievement unlocked. Yeehaw! Head to Elysia in search of Camelon. Sure. Okay, quests are all active again. So, before we head to Elysia, probably we're going to be carrying on doing some more quests, but oh yeah! That was super sweet with all of them. Rose and Lailah had a moment. Sorry, Mikleo had their moments. Zavid and Edna had moments that where he continued to be, you know, just like 30% too creepy for my tastes. That was good and interesting. Okay, so that whole thing way at the back at the beginning where he had to like hold his breath and everything, I was wondering why they hadn't brought it up again. And so now it applies on a greater scale. In theory, if he is a vessel from Maltellus and he cuts off all his senses, basically going into like a coma or whatever, Maltellus works through him and sort of like artificially upholds the domain in exchange for his consciousness. So until such a time as the people are non-malevolent enough that the purification will just naturally happen, Saray remains in a coma. So it's a test of his faith in that regard, because then he's got to be sure they're going to do that. If he's going to be sure he's going to come back, and he seems quite sure, and everyone seems to be supporting him in that, which is good. It's a shame Alicia's not coming with us, but I kind of feel pretty hopeful that at least as far as the continent of Glenwood goes, we've, as they said, left it in pretty good hands. Very good. Well, then the only thing to do is go take on some side quests, isn't it? Is it just going to be nighttime everywhere we go now? That'd be cool. First, we need to head to Alicia. Right. From there ought to be some path to Camlon, where Maltellus and Haldoff are. Yup. Still no word on the bandit kids? Actually, there was a signal from Roche. Sounds like he's uncovered something significant. He's over in Highland. Want to go intercept him? If he's where I think he is, we'll bump into him near Falkwind Hillside. Oh, sweet. I do want to... Oh, is it getting brighter? Oh, yeah, look! It's dawning. Well, while we're talking away here. So where to look for this cat's corner? Well, it's called Cat's Corner, right? Let's just find a kitty cat and ask it to show us the way. Sorry, I'm no help. No, that's actually a great idea. I hadn't even thought about checking that. Great, more side quests too. So we need to get the truth. That's the good of Glaven Basin. There are sure a lot of tough aliens out there. That's a new one. There sure are a lot of tough aliens out there. Yeah, and humans can't even see them, so good information is super hard to come by. I'd imagine Seraphim would be the best source. I think there were some gathered on the Great Camelot Bridge, but... Are you interested? I know I am. Oh, are they going to be able to tell us where all the mutant ones are? Because we've covered a lot of them. And then the Crucibles, and... Do you think it was okay to bury Maven at Logren? I think it's just perfect. The guy used to visit Logren all the time. I'm sure that's where his closest friends were. I bet if we talked to the people of Logren, they could give us a new perspective on the old man. What do you think? I think that is one of a number of things we should be doing in the remainder of the game. This very much seems like it's heading up to the last sort of encounter here, so we're gonna try and cleave through as many of these side objectives as we possibly can for then, and then looks like we're in the final battle. So this will be probably only take a few episodes to clear through all these, and won't that just be dang old exciting? The road to Camlon.
You're not worried about Alicia and the others?
I mean, they've got it really under wraps. They seem very capable all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Not all of a
There
sudden.
should be a passage that leads to Camlon where Maltellus is waiting.
Let's hope.
What are we gonna tell Gramps?
Hi.
Let's just not tell him.
Saray.
There's no need. It's not like we'll never see him again.
You're right. Let's do this.
Kidok. Sweet! So, we got some side questing to do. That was really, really sweet, though. That entire scene, I really dug it. It was dug by me. I had been thinking for a long time that maybe this whole being reborn as a Seraph thing was going to happen to Saray, because I was thinking maybe they just don't want us to have more than 2 humans at any point, because then canonically there would be no reason why you wouldn't have all 3 with 3 Seraphim, but then you would be super broken. And I guess I'd suspend my disbelief if that were the case. But if it were going to be that way, then I guess if they turned Saray into a Seraph somehow, and then gave us Alicia and Rose as the humans, then it would still be a party of 4, but you'd be able to play as all of them. I don't know. But now, my point is that now it seems like they're going more the route of he's going to be some sort of temporarily sacrificial vessel. But I figured it was going to climb into something kind of like that. Anyway. Very good. Next video going to the channel is going to be some more Omity, where we're going to carry along that seemingly endless highway of riches and capitalism. There's got to be a better way to describe it. And that'll be a rip-snorting good time. So thank you so very much for coming around to Tales of Zestiria. Things are starting to feel much lighter and much safer. I wonder what Helwolf and Simone and them are up to around now. What is their plan to deal with us now? Because it seems like things are going very, very well for us and very not well for them all of a sudden. Or well for them, depending on how your perspective is. Anyway, I'm just going to be out of here now. Thank you so very much for coming around. I'm just going to be out of here now. If you see you around, I said everything is twice. Peace! Oh, so it should be easy then. Oh, what? You can't not desire that? That's your job. Or so I thought, anyway. No, I guess I shouldn't be so mean, but... Please?